Hey, what's up guys? This is Olti, and this is actually my first video that I'm doing about a workout routine. I actually did a 15-day ab challenge. I'm actually in the car because I feel like this is where I'm more comfortable speaking in front of a camera. But yeah, so I did a 15-day ab challenge, and it was initially supposed to be a 30-day, but 30 days seems like it's too long, and most people don't want to wait 30 days. But I also saw a lot of results, more than I actually expected to see in 15 days, so that's actually pretty good. Two things I want to talk about in this, well, actually three things that I want to talk about in this video, as far as that workout goes and what is important. And starting with number one, it's always the diet. Everything starts in the kitchen, and I used to be skeptical when I used to watch YouTube videos and whatnot, people saying like, oh well, you don't have to eat and that will actually work for you, just start yourself. And that's not the right way to do it. I mean, you want to build muscle while losing fat at the same time, and that's the whole point, that's the whole goal. Because you don't want to just starve your muscles and starve yourself to death, and you'll just get smaller. I mean, that's not what it's supposed to be. Again, all body types are different, but one rule is, which is also common sense, is that you have to eat less calories than what you burn. And those 15 days I really watched my calorie intake, and I was only eating healthy things. I got rid of all bread. I mean, being Albanian, we like bread, and we eat bread with everything. So that was one of the first things that I did. I eliminated bread, and even when I was eating bread, it was very little, or usually the wheat pita breads were pretty good. Because that's what I eat for breakfast. I eat pita bread and omelets. So I tend to run to work, and well, not run, but I'm in a hurry when I go to work, and I just grab it with me in the car and I eat it there, and that kind of made it a little bit easier. So diet is very important. Again, just remember that you have to lose more calories, you have to burn more calories than you eat every day, because this workout is not just about gaining muscle, but it's also about losing fat as well. I lost about 5 pounds within those 15 days, which might not seem like it's a lot, but at the same time, I don't have a lot of weight to lose. So I think 5 pounds made a huge difference. If you saw my video that I did all those 15 days, at the end of the 15 day was actually pretty good. And the second thing is the gym. I have a certain routine that I follow. This might not work for everybody depending on what you're trying to do. The first thing is I start with cardio. Cardio is very important when losing weight, and it doesn't matter how you do it, what kind of cardio you do. The most important thing is that you actually do it. I usually spend about 20 minutes on the treadmill, but the running that I do is a little bit different. So most people would tend to just keep running and run. I do it in intervals, right? So I start pretty slowly, and then I will literally sprint for a good 2 minutes, and then I will slow down again, and I will sprint again, and I will slow down again. So it's about 20 minutes. My goal every cardio was to actually burn about 200 to 250 calories. That might not sound like a lot, but trust me, it's gonna kick your ass. It's really, really hard to do. So again, it's either running. You could do running, you could do steps, you could do elliptical, you could do jump rope. Jump rope is actually one of the best cardios that I've done before. The only thing is that you can't measure it, so you don't exactly know how much you're burning, and that's why I stuck with just running. And then it's the ab workout. The routine that I follow, it's tailored to my body. My lower abs is where I need the most work on, because usually fat stores in the lower part of your belly, so that's pretty hard to get rid of. And the cardio definitely helps with it, but also at the same time, I want to get those muscles formed, because they're very, very hard to do. So I focus more on on that part of the body, rather than the upper abs, because it doesn't matter what kind of ab workout you do, it's still gonna work out your entire ab core. But I felt like I had to put emphasis on the lower abs. and that was the other thing. And then I wanted to still keep in shape, and I still wanted to work my upper body and legs, so I would do about 20-25 minutes to each body part each day, one body part. So like, let's say, you know, the first day I would do 20 minutes of cardio, 25 minutes of abs, and then I would do another 20 minutes, 25 minutes of chest, let's say, and then the next day would be shoulders, and the next day legs, and so on. So I hope you guys like it. Try it out for 15 days. I mean, you're not losing anything. It's 15 days basically. See if it works. Let me know. Ask me any questions if you have any questions, and see what you guys think. Thank you. All right, guys. So the first thing, I start with cardio. I do about 20 minutes of intervals, and basically the way it goes is I start warming up for the first 3 to 4 minutes, and then I start jogging for a couple of minutes, and then I sprint for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then I go back down to jogging, and I go back up to sprint until the 20 minutes is done. Minutes are not important, but I usually like I said, I try to burn about 200 to 250 calories, and that's what's really going to burn your body fat. Then I jump to the ab routine. The first thing that I do are leg raises. I do about 4 sets on each exercise, and about 10 repetitions each. The one thing to keep in mind in here is just the form. You want to raise those legs high up, and you want to hold them up there for a second. Sometimes I use weights to make it a little bit harder, but you can just try with no weights first. I continue pretty quickly on the next one after I'm done, so I don't waste a lot of time in between. The second exercise, it's similar to the first one. It's in a bench, and you just roll your legs up. Keep your legs nice and tight, and try to remember to touch your toes at the bottom, because that really stretches the lower abs, and you really feel them after you're done with this exercise. I mean, it really burns your abs. Again, same idea, 4 sets of 10 repetitions each, and this exercise is really good, and it will kick your ass, I promise. The third exercise is the oblique rollout, and I do this exercise on the ground. So I plant my knees on the ground because it will give you a better range of motion, and instead of twisting your whole body, you just twist your torso, which is really what you need to do. It's really good exercise to create those side muscles, and it gives you those lines. Just trying to remember to keep your arms extended, and do the work with your torso instead of your arms. So don't try to push too much with your arms. Same thing on the other side. Same type of idea, and again, I do 4 sets of 10 repetitions each on each side. So that's basically 80 repetitions that you're doing just for this exercise. Try to keep the weight low first until you get used to it, and then you can add it as you go. You can also do this exercise by standing up. It's a little bit harder, especially when you add weight to it, because your hips and your legs, they tend to move a little bit. But again, try it out with lighter weight, and then you can add the weight as you go. Alright, so my 4th exercise is the standing oblique, and this exercise is actually one of my favorite, because this is what creates that V on your lower abs, which a lot of people love to see. And the only thing with this exercise is that you have to have the proper form. Otherwise, you're just not going to get 100% out of this exercise. So just keep your legs planted, keep your hips in place, and then just reach down as far as you can. And the same thing when you go on the side up. Just flex those muscles on the side, and you really will feel them. Every time I do this exercise, I feel like the next day I'm still sore. A really great exercise. I highly recommend it. One of my favorites of all time. The last exercise is actually just regular planks, and I never used to do the planks because I thought they were a waste of time, but I've actually seen a great improvement from them, because what it really does is that it actually helps form those core muscles. It makes them stronger, so you can build bigger muscles. I do about 20 to 30 seconds of planks 4 times, and then the last one until I just can't do them anymore. Just remember to keep that back straight and you don't arch it, so you don't put a lot of pressure on your back. Great exercise. And that's it, guys. That was the end of the workout. Again, that's pretty much what I did for the past 15 days, and it seemed to have worked for me. Again, this is focused more on the lower abs because that's where I needed the most work on, but it will work out your entire ab core, and it's pretty good. But this is not my end of the workout, again, because after that I do about 20 minutes to 25 minutes for another body part, you know, like chest or shoulders, or depending on what the day is. Which I'm also gonna do another video in the next few days, showing you my routine as well for those other body parts, and it seems to have worked well for me. But let me know what you guys think. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, just hit me up, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you, guys.
Get away from me. If I was you, I'd watch what you say to me. Snakes all in my bed, wanna lay with me. This ain't no motherfucking game, why you play with me? Don't play with me, this the only thing I love. I love, 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 love. I love, love.